Let's talk a little Rivian here, trade review for you. Obviously, you know it has been a wild debut for this IPO in the electric vehicle space, and it's been all to the upside, right? It's been an absolute boomer. I know today we came with a bit of a different idea because circumstances had it. There was a bit of a drop-off in the pre-market. I'm going to highlight the 15-minute chart, the foundation where we start things at 15 or the daily, and the last couple of sessions, very strong moves. And then you had this. Right in the aftermarket, you were able to see this 175 push into 180, and then we came in today and then watched it fail at 175, and then it had flushed down and found a consolidation. So once you had that kind of relief pressure, it had gone up so much, right? What an unbelievable debut that Rivian has had, but usually there are going to be healthy pullbacks. And when you see something like that, immediately start thinking about the weakness and that short opportunity. So you see it down into this range, and I start blocking off a couple of levels that I know were going to be of interest to me. Of course, I mean, you can sort of see this area 150 and then this 145 and then down here around 138 to 142. Target ideas for some shorts, but it's more about this consolidation that we see here. That brings that foundation that we come into. This is what it looked like, and we were noting this on the live show. You know, you had this drop, and it's amounted to near a $20 drop, and then just absolute barcode action. And then once I saw this around that 155, which was also a bit of a level back in our 15-minute chart, I simply said to myself, you know, I could have put that 930 rollover trade on where it pops at the open and you're looking to fade it. The problem with this trade is your stop is, what, just sort of randomly wherever it goes to the high? I didn't have a level to work off of up there. So all I really wanted to look at was the top of this range, that 158 to 160 area. And then once we breached the bottom and there was a sell-off at the open, I'm going short on that break. Give myself a 55 price, and then I'll just give it to that stop area, 58 to 60. And that's it. We're trading it all the way down to the bottom end of the ranges we had in that 15-minute chart. And the thing about it is we wanted to pick a bottom at some point on Rivian, and I wasn't willing to jump in front of the sword until it tested that 140 mark. So as planned, we get some out in front of 150. We cover the rest out in front of that 145 area. And at that point, once I'm flat and the short is worked out, I can then start thinking about where is the bottom play going to be. Ultimately, it does not quite test that 140 area the way that I expected, so I don't get a full position on. Mostly because this cluster here is about a 138 to 142. So I was willing to take some when it got to 42. But I wanted to see it breach that 40, hold 38, have confirmation that you've got that range, and then suddenly I can get more shares. It never really does make that break of the 40, so that's all we end up getting. I don't hold to VWAP, which might have been a bit of a mistake. As a matter of fact, as you guys can probably see, we're live, and you'll get to see here in a minute, I actually have another long off of this at a higher low at 142. But the key thing was patience. You saw that down candle. You saw that move to the downside. And, you know, it's one thing to say I want to pick a bottom and I'm okay with it. There was some support here. It's another thing to allow the momentum to come back into you and be patient for that long. It gave you a great shorting opportunity, even better in the pre-market. We're glad we're able to take advantage of it here. It's all about the price action. You can be as bullish as you want on the stock, but you've got to be willing to go the other way sometimes. And today, perfect example of that here in Rivian. And there'll be plenty of more of that where it comes from for us on the daily show. Of course, it means movers throughout lunchtime. And then the closing show, we'll get just as many moves for you there. Rivian, a great one. I mean, Lucid moved as well, but hard to get away from this trend.